have suffered pain, your spirit soars and sings. Though sorrow clouds your day, it's sunny skies tomorrow brings. And oh, take my hand, let's be friends forever. And oh, take my hand, alone no more, not ever. Imagine dreams are real, and soon you'll start to feel there's magic all around. And oh, take my hand, love is all
We're going to have a good harvest this year. The weather's perfect.
Yes, maybe we'll be lucky.
Rachel told me that they'd started bringing in the wheat yesterday. She says it's ready for harvesting.
Is that so? Don't you think it's time for Anne to get up, Marilla?
No, let her sleep. School starts later on the first day.
Oh, well, if that's so, I'll let her sleep a bit longer.
Hopefully she'll be a good, hard-working pupil.
That you can be sure of. Anne is a very quick learner.
I'm really glad that she and Diana are such good friends. Diana will be a very good influence on her. She'll be able to help her. You and I have never had to cope with school problems before.
You don't have to worry. Everything will be just fine.
I sincerely hope you're right, Matthew.
Come on, let's go.
School begins today. Matthew, good morning. Today's my first day at school.
Yes, I know. You must enjoy it.
Thank you, Matthew. I'll see you tonight.
Goodbye, Anne.
It's perfect weather for the first day of school. Diana, you must get up! Good morning, Marilla.
Oh, you are up early. There's still a lot of time left.
Yes, but today is very important. And on such an important day, one should not stay in bed for too long.
Matthew and Jerry have left already. They went to the wheat field. They must start harvesting today.
Marilla, I'll collect the eggs.
Thank you, if you want to. Meanwhile, I'll start milking the cows. There.
Everything is done.
If you're always going to be so helpful, you'll be of great benefit to me and the farm.
But I've always been helpful. Have you never noticed? Marilla, is that my lunch basket?
Well, of course.
I'm so excited. I'm going to school and I'm getting a lunch basket on top of that. When I lived with Mrs. Thomas, I also went to school, but she could only afford to give me dry bread. Mrs. Thomas was very poor. May I look to see what's inside?
You can do that a little bit later. First, you have to have your breakfast. I've prepared some oats for you. When I was a little girl, I used to eat oats for breakfast. I always enjoyed it.
Then I will enjoy it too.
Anne!
All right. I are going to walk to school together. We've agreed to meet each other on the bridge down at Lover's Lane.
What do you mean by Lover's Lane?
It's the narrow road near the ravine. You know where it is. We don't know if lovers go there, but at the moment Diana and I are both reading a book in which a certain Lover's Lane plays an important part. We imagine it's like the road near the ravine. It's such a romantic name. Don't you think so too? We think it's romantic. We always close our eyes and then we start imagining what it would be like if lovers went there for a walk. I'm very fond of Lover's Lane because there I can think aloud without anyone telling me that I'm making up stories. I'm not making up stories when I'm thinking aloud.
It seems to me that the two of you are reading a most interesting book.
It's scrumptious.
And why do you insist on using that strange word?
I'll explain it to you later. Ready to go, Anne
Please
Shirley?
behave yourself, or at least act as if you know how to behave properly.
I'll do my best. Goodbye, Snow Queen. I'll see you tonight.
Don't run so fast, you might just trip and fall.
I won't fall. Well, if it isn't Anne of Green Gables. Diana!
I'm hopelessly late. I'm sorry.
No, you're not at all. I only just arrived myself. Come on, catch me!
Not so fast, Anne. Anne, I can't anymore. I've got a stitch in my side. Don't run so fast. We'll be in time for school.
Who knows?
I can't anymore. Please stop, Anne.
If it's absolutely necessary, we'll walk.
Yes, thank you, Anne. You seem eager to get to school.
Yes, you're right. I always enjoy running. I was the fastest in the orphanage.
Really? That's probably why I can't keep up with you. You should have told me.
Today is going to be absolutely splendid, Diana. Isn't it good just to be alive on a day like this? I feel very, very sorry for those poor people who have not been born yet. In the future, they will also have wonderful days, but not as wonderful as this one. And each one of them will have a specific route that they will follow to school. But it won't be this one. I'm convinced that none of them will have a route as lovely as this one. The poor souls. Too bad, though.
I've always walked to school through the woods. The road is far too dusty and it gets extremely hot out there. Look over there. During spring, there are more violets in the meadows than stars in the sky.
Are they really, Diana?
Yes, I never know where I should step.
Oh, Diana! Do you know what? I've just thought of a name for the meadow. What do you think of the name, the Vale of a Million Violets?
The Vale of a Million Violets?
Precisely. When you say the name out loud, you can almost imagine how many violets grow here during spring.
Yes, you're right. Oh, goodness, but there aren't really a million, Anne.
I know there aren't, silly. You must just imagine it. We could always call it the Vale of Violets. That sounds good too.
Yes, that's true.
I've never walked down this lane before.
It is very beautiful. Why don't you give it a name?
No, this time you can think of a name.
Oh, wait. What would you say if I happened to call it the Birch Path? Anne, that's where we're going.
Is that my new school?
That's it. Careful.
Come. I thought it would be nicer, but it isn't, so it doesn't matter.
What's wrong? Come on, Anne. Don't just stand there.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning, Diana.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We always put our milk bottles in the stream to stay cool. Put yours next to mine, Anne.
That sounds like a splendid idea.
Good morning. Good morning, Tilly.
Good morning to you, Anne. Good morning, Tilly.
Good morning.
Hello.
Look at me.
Ah, there you are. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning, Ruby. This is a desk where I sit. I'm sure it'll be all right if you sat near me. As a matter of fact, I don't think Mr. Phillips would mind if you sat right next to me.
Right next to you? It's too good to be true. What's the teacher like, Diana?
Not bad. He's often very...
Good morning, Mr. Phillips.
Good morning.
That's Prissy. She's the prettiest girl in class. Mr. Phillips goes weak at the knees when she talks to him.
I trust you've all enjoyed your holidays.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Right then. Anne Shirley. Tell me, are you the young girl that grew up in an orphanage in Nova Scotia?
Yes, sir. But recently I've been living at Green Gables.
Normally, 11-year-old girls should be in Standard 5. Tell me, what standard were you in when you left the orphanage?
I've got the books for Standard 4.
Is that so? Then I suppose you will have to do Standard 4.
Oh.
No, wait. It's all right. You may stay right where you are for the time being. Well then, the holidays are over. A new school year has begun. And today, as always, there seem to be children missing. Carrie Sloane, why didn't your brother Charlie come to school today?
He couldn't come because he has to help with the harvesting.
I'm sorry to hear that, Carrie. Would you all inform your parents that girls as well as boys must start attending school on the first day of the new school year? No exceptions will be made during harvest time.
Well, in that case, we should have our holidays during the harvest time.
I'm quite aware of how important harvest time is for the farmers, but that is no reason for you to neglect your schoolwork. So I'll start teaching without much further ado. Eyes to the front. Norman Campbell, you still have the habit of staring at nothing. I thought you would have learnt not to do that during the holidays.
Sorry, sir.
There's midnight all a glimmer and noon a purple glow and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now for always. Night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavements grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core.
What a beautiful poem. It gives me goosebumps. I stand on the roadway or on the pavements grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Anne? Yes?
Anne Shirley, it seems to me as if you are not very serious about the work I gave you.
I really am, but the poem you read was so beautiful I simply couldn't help myself.
You are supposed to find solutions to the sums that I gave you. You should have been adding numbers. Your spelling isn't exactly your strong point. If I wanted you to write down any poems, I would have told you so, Anne Shirley. Did you hear me? And as far as your sums are concerned, they're all wrong. Not one is correct.
I can't help it. Nobody's ever shown me how.
Yes, that's possible. But I'm convinced you wouldn't have had them right even if you'd known how to do sums. Fact of the matter is, you chose to keep yourself busy with the things that you preferred to do. Do you think that I should allow something like that? Should I allow children to do whatever they like? Anne Shirley, I want you to start correcting your sums from the beginning. Now, Prissy, I'm sure you've finished studying the Canadian history,
Please don't let it bother you, Anne. He's like that to everybody else. Yes, she's right.
Thank you very much. But he was absolutely right about what he said. I know I'm not very good at doing sums.
Hey, look here.
Huh?
He should be.
Silence, please! If I tell you to be quiet, it means that you should keep your mouths shut. Could I at least expect you to be obedient?
Been friendlier to her. After all, it's Anne's first day at school.
Yes, it's true. He was wrong.
Have this apple.
Don't you want it?
It's just a gift of friendship.
That's kind of you, Ruby. Thanks.
You may wear my ring this afternoon. I'll lend it to you here. It will protect you against Mr. Phillips.
Oh. You're very kind. And to thank you, I'd like to recite some poems.
Wonderful.
My dear friends, if you're hungry, you must eat, or else you'll be vulture's meat. Defend yourself. Don't be shy, or those with rifles will let you fry. Believe me, a little girl who cannot dance feels cold and stiff just like a lance.
Don't you think it would be a splendid idea if we all sang Greensleeves?
Yes, why not?
Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off discourteously. For I have loved you so long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves was all my joy, and oh, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves? Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off. Green sleeves was all my joy, and oh, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves?
Goodbye, Diana.
Goodbye, Anne.
I'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait. I've made it.
Hello, Anne. Tell me, how did you like your new school?
It's not too bad, but I still have a lot to get used to.
Well, I hope it happens soon.
The school is quite nice, but the teacher is rather odd. He's forever twisting his moustache. When he's not doing that, he's busy making eyes at Prissy Andrews. Prissy is a couple of years older than us. She studies hard because she wants to go to Queen's Academy. Mr. Phillips sits close to her most of the time. His excuse is that he wants to explain something to her, but the others have quite a different opinion. They say that he's in love with her. Ruby Gillis says that he's written something in her book. Prissy started blushing and giggling when she read what he'd written. Ruby Gillis says she thinks it has absolutely nothing to do with schoolwork. She says she studied them very closely.
Anne Shirley, that's enough. I won't tolerate you talking about your teacher like that anymore.
Oh,
You're not going to school to listen to the silly prattle of your school friends. We're sending you to school so that you can learn something. Now listen, I don't want to hear stories like that from you ever again, do you hear?
Mr. Phillips deserves such treatment. You weren't there. You should have heard
Did you at
him.
least behave yourself? I expect it of you.
But of course, I've made so many new friends, Marilla. They're all very nice and kind to me. I have Diana Barry to thank for that. We sang Green Sleeves. It's ever so romantic. It's a good thing I knew the song. Diana taught me the words.
Did you by any chance learn something today?
I'm extremely far behind. Diana and the others are in Standard 5 already. I'm barely ready for Standard 4. I find the whole situation very humiliating and embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
My arithmetic is also hopeless. However, I think Mr. Phillips could at least have tried to befriend... I've decided to catch up as soon as possible. I'm sure that'll help me.
Good, Anne. If you work hard, you'll pull it off. I know it.
I've just remembered something. I heard something very nice. It's something about my nose. Jane Andrews told me that Minnie Macpherson had told her that Prissy Andrews had told Sarah Gillis that I have a pretty nose. It's the very first time that anybody has ever paid me a compliment, Marilla. For a moment, I couldn't believe my ears. I thought I was going to faint on the spot. Do you also think that my nose is pretty, Marilla?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with your nose. It suits you just fine. Now go up to your room and put on an old dress. You must also do your homework this afternoon so that you can catch up.
I suddenly have more energy.
My dear child, you've got enough energy as it is. Oh, too much, actually. She even finds school enjoyable.
I think I'm going to enjoy going to school.
Anne loved going to school. Not only did she have a good relationship with the girls in her class, but with the boys too. She enjoyed having so many friends. If it weren't for Mr. Phillips, everything would have been perfect. But more about that next time.
Soft whispers on the breeze, the wood nymphs in the trees are calling out your name. They offer you their gift, sweet fragrance fills the air. The magic of a moonlit night, a nightingale's song to share.